Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Hobart'S Mac Point Interim Cycleway partially demolished. CEO denies decisions are crippling cash flow. Hobart'S Macquarie Point Development Corporation spent hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars on a bike path, only for half of it to be demolished for remediation works about 2 years later. The bike path is one aspect of the ongoing works at the Macquarie Point site at Hobart'S waterfront, which began in 2012. In a letter, a company employee criticized CEO Mary Messina's decision to build the path, despite knowing remediation was required underneath. The Interim Cycleway opened in late 2018 and cost $700,000. In a letter sent to the corporation's board in March, a Macquarie Point Development Corporation employee complained about numerous decisions made by the chief executive with respect to interim activation that have been crippling of the corporation's cash flow and ability to effectively manage permanent development. The letter said this included the cycleway, which had been developed knowing remediation was required underneath. The corporation's CEO, Mary Messina, has strenuously denied any and all allegations in the letter, which also included allegations of bullying. Under the Macquarie Point Development Corporation Act 2012, the corporation is required to encourage and provide appropriate temporary and longer-term use of the site, and the corporation says the cycleway was one of several interim developments providing activation on the site while permanent development was pursued. The cycleway ran from near the Hobart Regatta Grounds grandstand through to Davey Street, with another section forking off and running through the Macquarie Point site to Evans Street. It was temporarily closed in mid-2020 for 3 months to allow for remediation and construction of a connector road and service infrastructure next to the bike path. In a statement, a spokesman for the corporation said contamination was found to be more extensive than initially advised by our environmental consultants in July 2020, with sections underneath the cycleway found to be impacted. At that time, the corporation closed the cycleway until further notice due to public safety. Last year, the corporation received $78 million from the state government so that remediation and civil works could be brought forward. Due to the bringing forward of the works program, the corporation determined it was not economically feasible to backfill remediated areas and reinstate the interim cycleway. As such, it remains closed, the spokesman said. The spokesman said without those works, the permanent development of areas called the district and the park would have stalled. Most of the section from the Regatta Grounds to Davey Street remains open for bike access, but the cycleway through to Evans Street has largely been ripped up. The spokesman said the interim cycleway would be reinstated as part of the park development, which the corporation describes as the centerpiece of Mac Point. Set up in 2012, the corporation was given $50 million in federal funds to clean up the Macquarie Point site, which in its history has served as a parade ground, gas works, slaughter yards, orphan school, lumber yard, railway depot and sewage treatment plant. The original Aboriginal inhabitants called the area Nibaloon or Lingi, until it was named Fosbrook South Point by the British colonialists around 1806, after which Governor Lachlan Macquarie renamed the area after himself in 1811. Want more Tasmanian news? Set the ABC News website or the app to Tasmania top stories from either the homepage or the settings menu in the app to continue getting the same national news but with a sprinkle of more relevant state stories. Here is a taste of the latest stories from Tasmania, posted 10 hours ago, updated 10 hours ago.